Welcome to ILEE University. We have now covered the majority of our journey: realization, enlightenment, discretion, and alignment. In the realization phase, we covered the 5 areas of well-being and how each have an effect on our happiness. We learned several techniques to help our internal negativity turn into positivity with the crisis to thriving bridge. In the enlightenment phase, we covered the amygdala hijack and what happens when our emotions are under stress. We also talked about the SCARF model and the 5 social domains: status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. Through discretion, we discussed the difference between reactive and responsive behavior, knee-jerk reactions that are impulsive versus methodical and thoughtful responses. We also talked about reframing our thoughts to make slow, deliberate, and logical choices. Through alignment, we established 4 ways that both leaders and staff can collaborate and become more effective teams and achieve desired results. Effectuation is elevating ourselves beyond just working with a team. When we reach this stage of leadership, no matter our title, we are no longer worried about our status, our position, or being right all the time. An effective, elevated leader is humble, kind, concerned about others first, and they strive to do the right thing all the time. Let's get started. Like most things, influence is a sliding scale. There is a positive and a negative side. People driven by money, status, or title have a negative influence in a team. Usually these types of people are constantly concerned with being right, criticizing and putting others down, complaining, and never being satisfied. Those driven by money have a lower sense of loyalty because they're willing to move on quickly if they find a better offer elsewhere. This type of negative influence is contrary to an effective leader. No matter what a person's position is, they can have a positive effect on others and how a team forms bonds and unifies for common goals. So what type of person are you? This all-important question is central to effectuation. In other words, what type of effect do you have on others? If your self-awareness stalls out at the alignment phase, you cannot reach the effectuation stage. So do you look for ways others are wrong? Do you fixate on being right or being the smartest person in the room, taking others' ideas as your own? Having issues with other people being credited or praised, constantly in need of attention, validation, and accolades? These type of people consume more energy and create an environment of hostility, disunity, and conflict. They are very difficult to work with and around. Sometimes they may be completely unaware of their behaviors, but have such a negative influence that others find it dreadful to work with them. Effective leaders remember, no matter what your position is, take time to reflect on yourself. Don't just stop there. Make concerted efforts to improve. Remember the game Chutes and Ladders? You could be doing so well, then suddenly make one wrong roll of the dice and end up all the way back to the beginning. Our effect and influence can be similar. We may believe that our impact on others is always positive all the time. Perhaps we don't recognize in ourselves damaging and regressive behaviors that are actually detrimental to others and can cause them to view us as negative influences. One worthwhile method of combating this self-illusion is to ask a trusted friend or colleague to provide a constructive and objective assessment of us. Another identifying mark of an effective leader is that they understand the importance of being comfortable with uncomfortable conversations. This is not a pass to be generally disagreeable or contradictory. That is a characteristic of someone with low self-awareness and a disregard for others' views on matters. Conversely, these types of conversations are deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. They should not be how we converse in general. They are meant to be effective and healthy ways for others to understand perspectives they don't share with you. There is a finesse to these conversations that an effective leader can master. Uncomfortable conversations should be entered into with the integrator mindset. It is characterized by adaptivity. This mindset approaches others non-confrontationally and with specific goals in mind. Here are a few ways to practice the integrator mindset. Acknowledge and embrace the discomfort. You may be feeling anxiety, nerves, or even anger. Understanding that everyone in the uncomfortable conversation will likely feel the same feelings helps you relate and empathize with them. This makes space for the two opposing views to build a mutual understanding. Don't ignore feelings of nervousness or anxiety, acknowledge them. When you understand and name a feeling, you take its power. Breathe deeply, pinpoint areas of emotional discomfort, and set goals before the conversation. Prepare what you'll say before engaging in difficult conversations. The old saying, failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Consider your desired outcome. So ask yourself, why does the other person feel the way they do? What information are they missing or need clarification on? How will they react to that information? Be confident. Act with confidence during the conversation. People respond more favorably to those they deem confident and self-assured of their position. Don't get derailed. When others interrupt you or get fixated on unimportant details, stay the course and re-steer the conversation in the direction it needs to go. Use clear, concise language to communicate key points. Don't use complex, high-level words. Repeat information only when it's necessary. Focus on your language and your tone of voice. Don't speak too softly, but don't shout. Maintain eye contact throughout the conversation. Use gestures to punctuate your words. Stand up straight and with confidence. Monitor your own facial expressions and remain neutral. Give full attention to the other person. And last, stay neutral during the conversation. Show respect. Be curious and constructive. Ask neutral questions. Focus on their intentions, not actions. Avoid a defensive approach. If things escalate, end the conversation. Another way to set yourself apart as an effective leader is to be spontaneous, break the status quo, and think beyond. These sound like fruity existential ideas, but effective leaders absolutely do this, and they become very good at it. Surprise your team with an unexpected treat, event, reward, or act of appreciation. These actually are more valuable to your team and coworkers than planned out initiatives. And don't just do it once, be consistent. Get creative with effective and fun ways to get the work done. Healthcare is hard work. So anytime you can incorporate fun, imaginative ways to engage your staff, this creates a unique culture with a fingerprint that employees can't find elsewhere. It becomes your secret sauce. And it's not just limited to leaders. Staff can do this as well. Think of interesting ways to make work fun, different, and appealing. Talk with your supervisor and ask for help in making those ideas come to life. This is a must for effective leadership. To recap on our effectuation journey, ask yourself, what kind of effect do I have on others? If you find yourself having a negative effect, you cannot elevate into an effectual leader. Take time to set appropriate goals for yourself. Don't stop self-improving. 2. Get comfortable with uncomfortable conversations. Use the methods listed to help improve your ability to set conversation goals and reach them in a kind, empathetic way. 3. Be spontaneous and unexpected. Don't let yourself or others droll through work. Make it fun and engaging. So why is this important? Effectuation is actually not important to everyone, only to those who strive to become a better version of themselves and have a great influence on others. If that is important to you and you're willing to take risks, then this will become greater and greater importance to you as you move forward in your career. Even in your personal life, these are great methods of enhancing your relationships and having a positive influence on others. In our next and final module, we will discuss the legacy stage in our journey. Thank you for joining me today. Be healthy, happy, and well.